Yeah, I wanna go like on an African tour, just like African countries
Like
only.
Ronje.
Just African countries. I just wanna before I can go overseas and even just have that feel of like the African nostalgia and everything.
So I remember we were having a conversation about Kasi, I'm originally from Mozambique and raised in South Africa. So we're having a conversation of Amashangane and you know what I mean? And then he said a thing that really
Stood out.
for me. And it's like, yo, mabatsu ishangane Kasi, basho kutsu ipare. Ayikho enye. You know what I mean?
Oh,
There's no like gray area. So that's the kind of background I come from. Because that is, yeah, that's the thing, homie, you don't really go to groove with like
main chick.
main shorties.
Why would you go with your main chick to groove?
Would you go with your main chick to groove?
She said, I know you want to graduate, but that gown you so much want to wear will not define who you are. But what you can do will define who you are.
Damn, that's some strong words.
That's actually true, eh?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Creators Lifestyle Podcast, the reality again. I'm your host, Asfongen Zagzin. And I don't roll alone. Always don't roll alone. I have a co-host.
Obviously, yeah, Gbafet, you guys know it's your boy Rara Stacks, Mr. Greedy Stacks, Fanagambats, I'm Fanaga Shandu, all the way from Soweto, back with another episode. Poo, 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 poo.
Sauza. As for what we have today for you guys on screen, as for the guests we have on set, the forever, the
Big
great.
movement, yeah.
Ish. Damn. Talk about Eagle Eye.
Hey.
Talk about a lot. But yeah, otherwise, guys, today we're going to be diving into a lot of things like body photography. So if you're a photographer,
this is for you.
You got to tune in. And same time, you got to tune into the Hey Seiko behind the Thailand. But yeah, my dog, what's going on?
Yes, sir. I'm blessed, bro. Blessed.
It's good.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for
Shout out.
calling me out.
Thank you.
So long, man. Appreciate
Away.
it,
Yeah, it's good to have you here. Can you like introduce yourself to the people who don't actually know you?
There's your
my
camera
name,
there.
my name is Narciso, the Storyteller. I go by the name of Eagle Eye as a creative for those who know me out there, Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I'm a photographer, videographer, pretty much of a creative junk,
Hey, bro, like the creative journey, like it's been a long one in terms of the pod.
Yeah.
And in terms of your life,
Yeah.
surely you've seen a lot compared to the pod because the pod is still like fresh.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about that experience?
Your experience, your come up and everything.
Hey man, I feel like it's a humble beginning in there because like how I started to how I'm moving now, it's kind of crazy to like, even reason it, I started off taking pictures at Kasi, you know what I mean?
What kind of pictures did you take, Kokas?
I'll take like just homies chilling, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And the first artist ever that I've ever shot was my homies Kumbuzo, stage name Nino 66, our late brother, Nino 66, and RIP to him.
RIP to him.
Yeah. That's the first artist ever that I've ever photographed in the hood, He left us 2023 early around Feb. Yeah, it's unfortunately that he left us so early, but he was the one actually telling me that, yo, bro, I want you to like shoot me at big events, shows, you tell me the story. So now when I move with the artists that I move with, in the way that you used to tell me, it's like me living that
the thing he was
dream, that he was manifesting in a way, you know what I mean? And it's a pretty much of a blessing, man, no lie.
Amen.
So how did you come about like you being a photographer? Was it a thing that you knew, okay, I'm gonna do this like with my high school thing? Because in high school you kind of think of a lot of things. What I'm gonna be, am I gonna do this? Was it a thing like that you said, okay, I'm gonna like hold a camera and shoot people?
I think that's the craziest thing, man. I never really like had a dream to say, it came like a gift in a way First and foremost, I really wanted to be like a civil engineer. I love structures, like
Damn, what happened to that?
stuff that they had. I actually did a course, civil engineering course. I never finished.
Why? What?
Hey man, it's crazy. The story is kind of crazy. I did like a semester, and I remember my drawing lecturer used to mess with me big time. He even offered to like pay for me the next semester. But I wasn't feeling that shit, man. I was like, oh, I'm
Then
sorry for the
that's where the we came.
I wasn't feeling it. I was like, nah, this ain't for me. You know what I mean? As much as I loved it, but I wasn't enjoying it. I liked, the idea, but I wasn't enjoying as much as I feel the joy of taking photographs, so to speak. Yeah.
So that's where you decided to become a photographer.
Yeah, 2017 semester, and then out 2016. I remember I was still a videographer at the church house, and I was like, man, I did like a self-introspection, you know what I mean? A one-on-one with God. I was like, hey, man,
It's time.
talk to me.
Talk to me.
It's something, you know what I mean?
Show me
stuff that's happening right now. Hey, I'm trying my best, man. I'm really, I think it was December 2017, before the festive season,
Yeah.
the first weeks, where I was like, nah, people are having fun, man. I'm not having fun. What's happening? You know what I mean? I'm not really happy with myself and how I've been, carrying myself throughout. Probably my family wasn't happy with, my mom wasn't so glad with, me having quit school, all of that. So
It's expected, bro.
Yeah.
Expected. So another thing, how was it like for you growing up in Mirolands Zone 4, knowing that it's Kasi Amakasi, as you'd say?
Oh, bro, it's so crazy. I always refer back to one of the conversations that I had with big homie Saudi. We're coming from a trip in Durban. So he said
before you continue with your story, like I just want to know, like, is Saudi really him? Like in real life, like what we see is really him. Like,
yeah. Too much. He is the person that he believes he is. It's definitely him.
True. Okay, yeah, we have it.
So I remember we were having a conversation about Kasi, I'm originally from Mozambique and raised in South Africa. So we're having a conversation of Amashangane and you know what I mean? And then he said a thing that really stood out for me.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, mama to Shangane Kasi, basho to pare. You know what I mean?
Oh,
There's no like gray area. So that's the kind of background I come from, of being mocked and shit,
for being who you are.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I never really hidden up until I really deserved, and I kind of found a sense of belonging in the hood, because now they got used to me, you know what I mean? And adopted. My homies some Sutus and Tswana, and then only one Zulu homie we had. That was like a suburban kid.
Yeah.
Boy, and type of vibe. So yeah, we really didn't have much of that element of Zulu like that. So what I learned and that I grew up speaking is purely like Tswana, Sasikas, you know what I mean? Strictly the Soweto way.
Soweto tal, boy.
Soweto tal is the one. In fact, it's Soweto tal.
Like it's essential to like literally like
be
able or know to speak like every language that you come across when you stay in Soweto.
Sure.
Like your Zulu, your Tswana.
Yeah.
But I would say Tswana and Sotho is more of the same thing when you're in Kasi. Then your Tsonga there just to like, you see.
There's still Kasi.
Yes.
Then there's a Kasi Lingo where you just like, it's a blend of like a lot of things.
Yeah.
So Africans.
Yeah, Bostoti.
You end up missing Africans
and actually, it's actually like that actually.
It's a pie. That's Afrikaans. But yeah.
Sure.
Another thing.
If you know who, you really need to adapt the language. If you don't know, if outside is scarce, like in a way.
It looks easy. Fast. This one is somewhere. That's why it's
my western this one, north side, in my south side. But south side is Soweto. So south side falls out on Soweto, ne?
Soweto.
Soweto.
Yeah.
Okay. Then another chat is the people you've worked with people you've grew up with and you're still like intact with them, like what story can you tell from the people you know?
Hey man, from the people I grew up with, I don't really have like
Much to tell.
much to tell now, because like most of the memories are like childhood memories, you know. A lot of them like we split up, you know. Some are doing their own thing, you know. They're outside, you know, living on life. I know of one of my homies is married now, you know what I mean?
Damn, shout out, shout out, shout out.
Yeah, that's things. He used to be the producer for our late homie Nino 66.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the first from my, you know, upbringing that kind of like set the
So
Do you go back to your hood?
yeah,
Do they know who you are?
for sure, for sure. So
How do they like
I
the
feel like
energy? Like, do they have that thing? Okay, this one owes us something.
cause
now,
that's
Yeah.
that's the entitlement people from
As he
Kasi
had,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
for me, it's not really like that. It's like a very strict number of people that know who I actually am, you know, in that way, like
So
what I do and stuff. I've never really been that homie of carrying my camera around in the hood and fooling around, you know, because I've been scared of getting marked. You know what I mean?
because
As much as they can leave you during the day,
But they will bumper you.
somehow you're like,
Yeah, true.
hey, it's not so safe.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But I'm really safe with the homies out there. Like all the homies in the corners, they know me. I'm a man, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know it's that kid. I feel like so I cheer.
It's really that's dope.
Mm.
Okay, and then the people you have worked with, who would you say like your favorite out of all the people you have worked with? Like your top tunyan or something? The people you have
And brands
and brands, yeah, whether big, small, however you see it. Your favorite moments.
can like include your close friends.
Yeah.
Like you see, like also
for sure.
Kai perspectives, or is it Kia perspectives, something like that.
Here, Africa Pictures. Yeah, man, I've got a special homie, man. He really accompanied me to this today. He's in the building. It's a Mandla MPD, right? Mandla Fevers Doobie. Is Jan, man, he did a lot for me in terms of opening my eye to realize that as much as we love this thing that we do, we need to monetize it. You know what I mean? So I remember when we linked back in 2019 officially, I got a mentorship by Zanella Moholi. Shout out to Professor Zanella Moholi. She's one of the top photographers, if not top 3 in the country. You know, she does contemporary art photography, like self-portraiture and all, you know, turning the camera to self.
There's different type of like photography you can take. One thing I know of is the nostalgic, which is like vintage shoots and stuff.
Yeah.
So what other shots that people don't know about, like name them properly so it's not nostalgic? There's portraits. There's what?
There's definitely self-portraits, as I was mentioning, where you turn your camera to yourself. You tell your own story. You tell the world you show the world who you truly are, you know.
That's you vlogging.
That's you now, you know, taking your own photographs, you know. And there's a variety when you talk about landscape photography, you know, your InDesign, you know, there's your kitchen, you know, there's a lot, food photography. Man, it's a big
Did you have to study it or it just happened?
So
like go to school, that's what I'm trying to ask.
What would you go to school for? Like,
shout out for that question.
Yeah.
I think that's where the special moment lies. Yeah, crazy enough, I was coming from a school I was attending filmmaking in 2018 when now I had finished doing that introspection with God and all. So God was like, nah, since you're serving in the house, you do this. Why not you go and pursue this as a career, right? I went to Scale in Brown Park. I attended that. So I did a year. Way before I could finish my diploma, I remember a day I came back from school. Early stages of Fab in 2019. I walked from Brown Park all the way to the side in Newtown, right? As I get to the Market Theater, I walk into the gallery side, right? And amazingly, there was an exhibition going on of 5 photographers in the country, 5 female photographers in the country. Neon Toma, which happens to be one of my mentors, my mom. Shout out so much. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything.
Zanella Moholi,
Ish.
Linda Kakapi. Hey man, I'm gonna forget the two because one is a Cape Town one and the other I'm forgetting where she's from. Clean. So when I got there, I found Professor chilling on the stairs and she asked me where was I from. I told her I was from school, and we had a few moments of getting to know each other and all right. And then there was a question that hit me fast. She asked me, why don't you leave school and come study here? I'm gonna sponsor and work with you.
Oh,
Damn, that's a crazy opportunity.
yes.
So
And
for
you had
me,
to accept, ne?
yeah, for me that was wild. I stood for a minute. I had like a mind block, like where I wasn't thinking of anything.
Anything. Don't you think that was God talking to you at that time? You were asking, hey, bro, hey,
Crazy.
what's happening now?
Yeah,
I
that
think he
was
was answering you at that moment.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I remember when she saw me, I had a freeze moment. She was like, okay, I see that you're kind of confused right now and understand what's happening. Look, what I'm gonna say is go home, go think about it carefully, but do not waste time. She highlighted do not waste time. And followed by the words of, I know you wanna graduate, because I was going to my second year now and at the film school, right? I was graduate for my diploma. She said, I know you want to graduate, but that gown you so much want to wear will not define who you are. But what you can do will define who you are.
Damn, that's some strong words.
That's actually true, eh?
Yeah. So, hey, man, that hit me hard. And, hey, she said, oh, you should stick around for the exhibit. And I did that. You know, it was an awesome exhibition. I ended up on the website, the Incanyoso page, you know. I got home to introspect that and tell my mom, and hey, my mom said, yo, my boy, that's divine intervention, you know, that's God.
Yeah, true that.
Like unlike other parents,
Yeah.
they'll be like,
Would you tell your parents were very supportive when it came to this?
Oh man, shout out to
Because not a lot of people have that. Hey, they don't have that supportive structure and everything.
for sure, bro. Like parents, once you want to do something creative, hey,
She start going that side. Yeah, wait.
There's a problem. No. There's a problem.
dry,
Yeah,
funny shit,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like even now, like when sometimes we go like out for shows, you know, and we come back late in the AM. Sometimes I really go home, like straight home to my mom's. She's the one to like really, you know, tell me and remind me that I understand, you know, just keep up, you know.
Yeah,
keep up, just
that's really good.
keep
Yeah,
strong, you know what I mean?
shout out to Momsy.
Yeah, Os-Eide, in the which is known as Os-Eide, you know.
So about the late night chat, you see, so surely you've been out late,
There,
record
Late night
shooting,
chats.
okay.
late night chats. You've been out there shooting photos and stuff. You see, so how can I put this?
Hey man,
Like those experiences that you've like experienced with people, like you taking pictures. Obviously, not everyone's gonna like accept that you're taking a picture of them. Has anyone come to you like and be like, hey dog, please remove this or please delete this picture? Like, can you tell us about that experience?
it's crazy. So when I started with my boys from Mandla, we used to shoot in clubs, right? We started in Maboning. There was a club, Jojo Rooftop Lounge. We first shot our first highlight there for Nasty Zulu Man, some power talk. I remember I would shoot a lot of drunk people, you know what I mean? People, some would even forget. She's going to like ask for the photos and stuff, you know. The funniest moments of that is like, you know, a guy being at a groove with the wrong shorty and then I send him to take the picture. Hey, I send the picture and hey, my brother, hey, it's crazy, it's wild. Because yeah, that's the thing, you know, homie, you don't really go to groove with like main shorties, bro.
Or would you go with your main chicks to groove?
Would you go with your main chick to groove?
Hey man, I feel like it really depends. We really need to be locked in that way for us to entrust each other with such
To go
a
together, ne?
vibe, you know. It's not a thing that I would say I wanna or I would like to do. I would, I don't think I would involve her into my thing like that. Do what I do like that.
And one thing I almost forgot to mention, like it just came through, like you have a tour coming up in Cape Town. S Sjava and friends.
It's crazy. I was on a shoot. There was a night at the Palace Club. I happened to be out there to shoot for my homie Dero. He has a podcast called My DM Podcast. Shout out to My DM Podcast.
Shout out.
So my big dog Saudi was out there as well, and we had a young catch up. It had been like a minute since we've seen each other, right? So when I get home post that night, it was a Tuesday, and then on a Wednesday morning, he sends me a message like, "Hey man, send me your ID number, send me your details for."
Who's that? Who's asking that?
My Saudi.
Oh,
my big bro Saudi.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, send me your details, bro. We just trying to make sure that they log your details so we can get into a flight for the Cape Town tour."
Yeah.
Man, I was like, man, this is crazy. And amazing enough, I had a young conversation, not a conversation, but just a touchdown with I think it's Rebel Black. Is it Black Rebel? I think it's Black Rebel. I'm not really sure. So he posted something like, "Man, I really wanna go on tour, And I responded to it. I was like, "Yo, I really wish I could, tap into that energy too, bro. I really wanna go on tour." The thing about tours is really fun because now you get to document moments for people who were not there.
Yeah, true that.
There are people who were not there.
People who are at home and everything. Yeah.
So we kind of, us as content creators, we kind of make sure that we document that moment to make that one person or that supporter at home who loves the other. So
to feel like they actually,
to feel like they were in that space. You know what I mean? That's my mantra. Like I take it like that. When I take a photograph of someone performing, I want their supporters or their followers. I don't really like the term fan, so I want their supporters, and the followers to relive that moment, or to relive that moment as though they were in that space. You know what I mean? Because some of these kids don't really have the
thing to be out there like that.
Yeah, the means to be out there
and
really live that moment.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
So you copying your first cam, like how was it? Cause I know a cam doesn't come that cheap. So hey, damn, like
Yeah.
did you buy it yourself or
Yeah.
a couple of people helped you to get like your first cam?
That's another crazy one too. Shout out for the question. I feel like you are touching like
the
main-
photo, the photo,
the main
questions,
the main important ones.
questions, yeah.
So I feel like it was kind of a gift, it came as a gift. So I remember I told Professor Zanella like, "Yo, Prof, my uncle is getting married and I'm going for the wedding." She's like, "No, actually, come pick up a camera. Go document those moments." Family. Hey, I was like, man, this is crazy. I remember she called me to go get it from a friend of mine, Tara. Tara was my classmate at film school in 2018.
Yeah.
But she left us early though, because she used to move a lot with Prof. They tour around the world, like everywhere. Paris, you name it, everywhere.
It's outside too.
Not necessarily, only here in Africa, not like I haven't been to the US. That's one of the
Where in Africa?
Mozambique, and I also been to what's this Tanzania.
Yeah, I wanna go like on an African tour, just like African countries
Like
only.
Ronje.
Just African countries. I just wanna, before I can go overseas and even just have that feel of like the African nostalgia and everything.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful to travel, man. You get to realize how vast and how broad the world is, and how much of a big God we have. God is
very big,
incredible,
very big,
crazy,
super big.
Yeah, it's there's a term of it. It's a small world, because when you go to a certain space or certain country or place, around your local city. You bump with someone you know. But to be honest, man, like it's a crazy gigantic world, man. It's crazy.
So, for people out there chilling, watching the show, like if you were to give a young word of advice, what would you say to like inspire the young ones and the old ones? What would you say?
Like to your supporters. Like when you don't use the term fan. People that actually like love your work.
No, yeah.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Better guys this time. Better guys.
Bro. Shout out to you, man. Thank you, my dog.
What would you say for them?
You know, I like to believe and say that it's really who you believe that you are that will help you and will take you there. You know what I mean? You need to first believe
In yourself.
like that, you know.
Because we know photography, being a photographer is not like child's play. Eh?
You need to believe in yourself.
Was it easy for you to believe in yourself?
It was never easy. It was a crazy struggle. I remember before everything started, like before I started like shooting like artists places, you know. When I first had a meeting with Reason HD, Reason HD, yeah. Right now it goes by the name Sizwala Kai.
That's what I'm saying, reason.
Yeah. So the first time that happened, he sent me like a message like, yo, bro, let's have a meeting at Trop Center. Hey man, I don't even know the place. It's on the north side. You know what I'm saying? I show my mom. Hey, my mom's like, okay, I know what that is. So I'm gonna help you to get there sharp. Man, I get there, like meeting him like personally like that, like firsthand. Hey, that was crazy. I think
You feel like overwhelmed and stuff.
yeah, I did. I remember I told him, I was like,
But
yo,
you're
man,
playing cool, ne?
for sure. So, cause now,
Obvious.
yeah, for sure. Cause now I've been in spaces with like influential people before, like with Prof, you know, and was like my first experience with like
The big
people
cats,
with influence, you know. Professor Moholi may not be known in the country like that, but she says herself that if she works with like Times Square in New York, man, people wild out. Follow, you know what I'm saying? To him, I was like, yo, man, if it wasn't like a confined space like that, I'll really go crazy first. But yo, shout out for calling me through for this, you know. I remember having my POE, my portfolio that I did at the photo workshop. Thank you so much, Michael Photo Workshop, for the, you know, the essentials that I learned.
Shout out to
you. He saw that and he was like, hey, bro, he saw that and he saw like I presented like a video of how I'm trying to take my photographer in the country. He had never seen such a, you know, a vision before. He was like, hey, man, I remember the words vividly. He's like, hey, bro, I do not have a template of how success looks for a photographer like that. But looking at what you are presenting to me, I can definitely see like this is really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Honestly, so
Shut up.
as we finna wrap up this show, you know,
I hate the fact that we're wrapping it up.
boy,
But it's a shit.
that's too authentic. But you wanna continue the convo like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, as we wrap up, I would like to like give a young thanks to the boy.
Thank you, brother.
Man,
What's
thank
the
you so
eagle?
much. Appreciate you guys.
I learned a lot in like a small time.
Thank
You
you
see,
so much, and I really, really appreciate it.
like to give a young shout out to Amped and the space they've brought to us.
And enjoy your tour, dog. Enjoy your Cape Town tour.
Thank you so much, bro.
Enjoy it.
And so,
And you're blessed, dog. Remember that. You're
Yo,
blessed.
thank you so much, bro.
Blessed.
Appreciate that.
And
yeah, so guys,
don't forget to
a young favor. Don't forget to like,
comment,
subscribe, and hit that notification button to get notified when you drop something. As the boy, as the show, we out and about. Tanko is thank you.
Tanko is thank you. Talento.